This cake is my husband's favourite cake that I make, and as you can imagine, I make quite a lot of cakes. It has some delicate spice, which you can leave out if you think it won't go down very well with the little ones. You can also swap out the nuts for some more raisins if you prefer, or if anyone has an allergy. The icing on the cake is optional as well. I love it with the icing, but it's delicious without. If you can't get hold of a loaf tin, the recipe will work perfectly well in a cake tin. There are a few steps that can be prepared beforehand, either with or without the kids, such as grating the carrot and chopping the nuts. The cake is naturally dairy-free without the icing, so let's make some carrot cake. I know the look on your kids' face when you say carrot cake. They're gonna be like, what? Carrot in a cake? Tell them to trust you. It's going to be delicious. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna grease and line my loaf tin. Again, this is a step you could do beforehand if you wanted to, but I find Nora quite enjoys this bit. Have a bit of parchment paper in there. My loaf tin is lined and greased, so I can just put that to the side for one moment. Pop your oven on, 180 fan, 200 conventional, and we're going to start by mixing together the dry ingredients. So in here, I've got some plain flour. I'm going to add a teaspoon of bicarb. I'm going to add some mixed spice. Now, you can, if you want, just go with cinnamon, but I quite like the flavour of the mixed spice, so I'm going to add some mixed spice. Then we're going to add our sugars. Now, I've got two types of sugars here. I've got golden caster sugar and soft brown sugar. If you can't get hold of these, just normal caster sugar is fine, but if you can get hold of these do make it taste a little bit more caramelly, gives it a little bit of added flavour, so I'm going to pop them in as well. And then I'm going to give it a good mix round. So this is very much something that your little ones can be doing. Mixing it all up, making sure it's all combined. You can point out to them how it changes as they mix it. You know, it goes from all different colours into one colour. So that's all our dry ingredients combined. Next, we're going to mix our wet ingredients together. Now, we've got some vegetable oil. We've got 3 eggs. Little tip for you, if you break your egg on a flat surface rather than on the edge of a bowl, you actually don't get any eggshell in with your eggs. Just don't hit too hard on the surface, as I've done before, and you end up with just with egg everywhere. Just go gently. We're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla essence. No, not essence, what am I saying? Extract. You don't want essence, it's not the good stuff. You want vanilla extract. Ooh. We're also going to zest and juice an orange. Now, Nora finds this really fascinating that you can actually eat the outside of the orange. She just thinks that's a bit random. So what I'm going to do is just use a little grater, and I'm going to grate the orange. Till you've got most of the zest off. But again, grating the orange, this can be quite a fun thing to do with the kids, just to show them that you can use all of the orange. You don't just have to eat the inside. Right, so once you've got most of the zest off, we're going to add the zest to our wet mixture. So such a lovely bright orange colour. And just really adds that depth of flavour to the carrot cake. The kids will love it. They might not know why, but they'll love it. Now I'm going to cut my orange in half and squeeze the juice in as well. Careful not to get any pits in there. If it's quite a small orange, you can do the whole orange. If it's a really big orange, probably just do half. Once you've got all your wet ingredients in the bowl, just use Nora's tiny whisk. I'm just going to give it a good whisk. And get it all over myself, apparently. Mix it all together. That looks good to me. We're going to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. Give it a good mix round. Something I like talking to Nora about while we're baking is all the textures. So if it looks different all of a sudden, why is that? What's happened? What have we added to it? Just to try and keep their interest a little bit. It smells amazing. Again, another thing you can talk to the kids about is, what does it smell like? Can you smell the orange? Can you smell the spice? Can you smell the flour? Now we're going to add some raisins, some walnuts and our carrots. So I've got some raisins here, got some chopped walnuts. If there's an allergy for walnuts, or if they don't like walnuts, just add double the amount of raisins. Give that a mix. Now we're going to add our grated carrot. This is definitely something you can do before. You can grate your carrots beforehand just so they're ready to go in, or you can get the kids to do it. Maybe they can take turns, but it's just one of those things it's probably easier to have done before you start. So I'm going to add my grated carrot. And I would definitely challenge your little ones when they try the cake. Can they actually taste the carrot in the cake? And I bet you they can't. Bet they can just taste all those yummy, yummy flavours. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour our batter, cake batter, into our prepared loaf tin. These also work really well as cupcakes, muffins. Oh, just going to pour it in. That's our carrot cake ready to go in. It's going to go in at 180 fan, 200 conventional, for about 35 to 40 minutes, again, until the skewer, this is a thing that runs through here, until the skewer comes out with a little bit on it, but mostly clean. Okay, our carrot cake is out of the oven and it's cooled. Very important before you put the icing on. Now, saying that, the icing is completely optional, so don't worry if you don't want to do it. It tastes just as yummy without, but I am a big fan of it with the icing. I think it just adds that extra little something. So I'm going to get my cake out of the tin. Oh, lovely jubbly. Okay. Just a tricky bit now of getting the parchment paper off. Ooh. There we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to beat my butter until it's really pale and fluffy before I add the icing sugar. I think this leaves you with a much smoother, better icing. So I'm going to use my electric whisk for this. Right, so once your icing is a lovely pale colour and it's all nice and smooth, that's the time to add your icing sugar. Now, icing sugar does tend to go absolutely everywhere, but that's okay. See? Now, the key here is to start very slow. So I'm actually going to start off just by mixing it in a little bit without actually turning the mixer on at all. This icing is absolutely something you can prepare beforehand as well if you want, and the kids can just spread it on, or they can get involved and make loads of mess. So I've popped my icing sugar in. Now, if I turn my whisk on now, it's going to go absolutely everywhere. Right, I'm going to go really slowly, but I'm feeling this is going to go everywhere. So I'm just going to blend it in a little bit with a spatula before I give it a good beating with the whisk. Really nice and gentle, just try and blend in the icing sugar a bit with the butter before you get the whisk on it. Do I risk it now? I think I'm going to. Most of the icing sugar is now blended in a little bit with the butter. Let's grate that bit off. Start slow. Then when it's blended in a bit more, whack it up and give it a good beating. It's all lovely and mixed in. It's still a little bit stiff to spread on, because what will happen is if it's too stiff, it will pull the top of the cake off, and we don't want that. But we've yet to add our orange extract and our mixed spice. So, half a teaspoon of mixed spice. And half a teaspoon of orange extract. And again, before we put the electric whisk in, I'm just going to give it a good mix in. So it doesn't go everywhere. Mix around, check the consistency. So that feels quite nice and spreadable. Feels a bit softer. If your icing does feel really stiff, for whatever reason, you can just use a tiny bit of milk, splash it in, give it another good beat, and that should loosen it up for you. But I'd say that's a nice consistency. So we've got our icing, it's ready to go, and we've got some walnuts as well. You don't need any specialist equipment to put your icing on, but if you've got a spatula, that can be quite helpful, but you can use the back of a spoon, not a problem. And then I'm literally just gonna dollop it on the top. And then I'm just gonna spread it out. If this is too much icing for you, just halve the recipe. Or if you want to go without icing, that's cool too. There's a few ways that you can finish the top. You can either use a fork and pull some lines on it. I'm just going to go for the spatula, just a back and forth. Okay. And then you can either top it with some walnut halves, you can leave off the walnuts if you want, you just don't need it, or you can sprinkle on some walnut pieces. This is a good part for the kids to do, to finish up. You know, they can get creative. I'm sure Nora would try and turn it into some kind of face, or she'd probably ask me if we could add some sprinkles, which, you know, you can if you want to. But I think topped with the walnuts is the perfect way to finish it. And there we have it, our delicious spiced carrot cake. Remember to challenge the kids when they try some, if they can actually taste the carrot. Can they taste the walnuts and the raisins? Thank you so much for watching this lesson. Our next lesson is pizza faces. I know,